So I've just gone off stage here at Celebration Europe from the show Designing a Galaxy with Doug Chiang and Iain McCaig. It was a brilliant show, gentlemen.
Oh, thank you. You made it a pleasure.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
So thank you. And you taught us how to draw as well. Doug drew a battle droid, and Iain, you taught us how to draw Darth Maul.
Which was quite interesting when the audience member came up to do that, and they really do range in skills, and he really didn't have any. So I thought this is either going to work or completely fail.
No, and that was the brilliant thing. It totally worked. Both people who came up didn't have any drawing skills, and they drew. And it was like wonderful to see.
Yeah, but you know, even the failures are good sometimes, because that's where you start from, and then you just make it better after that. And very often you can take those ones and people go, oh, don't even want to show it, and you just put 2 or 3 lines on it, and it works.
Absolutely.
Knowing that's good.
Well, it was inspiring to watch you. What does it feel like for you guys, after all these years, to now be embarking on a journey back to that galaxy far, far away in working on the new films? And did you ever imagine it would happen?
Yeah, no, for me it's such a treat. It comes full circle, because I mean, I've been thinking Star Wars ever since I saw it when I was 15, and then having the opportunity to actually work on it was great. And then the films that I've done, since then, I've always imbued a little bit of Star Wars in me. I mean, into those films in terms of what I draw, because it's just naturally in me.
Absolutely. What about you, Iain?
Oh, they're like family. You know, you get very, very fond of the characters you create, and for Padme, I was there the day she was born. I was there when she died, and I got to do her funeral costume. You know, it's like you really are there with your kids growing up.
And I think the biggest thing, though, I mean, besides the actual work itself, is just having like Iain and the whole team back. It is like family on that level, because we're all artists in the industry. We all kind of grew up together, and to grab the gang back is just fantastic. We have a blast every day.
And it's almost psychic.
Yeah.
Really
And that comes through in the work that you produce, I'm sure.
Yeah. We've done the psychic thing where I've been doing a drawing, and across the room, one of the other artists will go, "Hey, I've got this idea," and hold it up and going,
Yeah, exactly.
and it is literally the same drawing.
That's amazing. Now, thinking back to the prequels, I wanted you to talk a little bit about the work that you did on those. Doug, in particular, the work you did on Naboo and the design of that. What were your inspirations for that?
For Naboo, that was the biggest challenge for me, because George wanted to create a whole new culture within the Star Wars universe. And at that time, I had ingrained in my mind, okay, what Star Wars should be. And it was what the world that Ralph and Joe created. And so to have George come in on the first day and say, no, put all that aside, let's just create something completely new, but still fits within the universe, it completely threw me, because I wasn't prepared for it. And I think that worked really wonderfully, because it took me out of my brain lock, because at first I had no idea what I was going to do. But then that allowed a fresh start, because then I could create a whole new world from scratch, knowing like George was going to guide it. And so I felt very comfortable with that, because his leadership was wonderful. I mean, he has such a fantastic vision in terms of visual style and instinct. And so I knew that it gave me a level of comfort, so I could explore other worlds, other design aesthetics, and know that it was still going to fit within that. And so it was very liberating for me. And then my big task was then to really come up, okay, well, what should this culture be? And I took a lesson from George, which was to go back in history, study history, look at the different human cultures, and then extrapolate from that to create the world of Naboo. And when I realized that, it was really a revelation for me, because it really gave a foundation to all the designs. And that's one of the key things that I realized in designing for George in the Star Wars universe, is all the designs need a foundation, whether it's based on a certain human culture, a time, or whatever. You need something, because you can't just invent something out of thin air. If you do, the trap is that becomes out of date really quick, because you're just fabricating stuff. And so don't do that. And George's real key, the lesson that I learned from him was take reality, mix it up, change 10%, and you have something fantastic.
So you always take inspiration from reality.
Yes, absolutely. Research is so critical.
Do have to balance that up with George doesn't come in with a vision. He doesn't say Darth Maul, he's got 7 horns, he's red, try black tattoos. He'll come up and say a name, Darth Maul, Sith Lord. Yeah. And then he'll walk away, and you're going, human, alien?
How do you get in the right mindset to draw something like Darth Maul? Do you not drink coffee? What do you do? How do you get in the mindset to draw such a villain?
The first thing you do is you calm down. You don't panic by not having information, and realize that, I believe George cast his art department. He knows your work, and he cast you as being appropriate to that kind of character to draw for him. So he wants really make it up, and he wants what you make up, because his real genius. And it is. I've never seen anything like this. He'll walk into a room with 100 drawings on the table. He'll go, that one, the head of this one, the body of that one, and it works. And you think one artist did it, and it just fits like puzzle pieces. It's like, how did he do that?
You know, and I've seen him do that so many times where it's like, you know, sometimes it's hard to figure out why the choices are, and it doesn't quite make sense. But then in hindsight, you look at it and go, wow, okay, it makes complete sense why he was making those choices. And that's the one thing that I really got to appreciate from him, is that he can see it and put it all together quickly. I mean, as an audience as well as a storyteller.
That's brilliant. Well, I'm sure we're all looking very much forward to seeing the work that you do on the new films. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much, Doug Chiang and Iain McCaig. Thank you.
Thank you.